All right. Hey, Zena. All right, so I'm just going to show you the basic setup I have here. I know that you're using Mac and I'm using PC, but the same principles should apply. Um, you're going to have the two sections. Of course, you'll have your playback and your recording. Your playback device you're going to want to set as your VB audio virtual cable. Yours may say cable out like it does for your recording devices. Mine doesn't because I don't have the stereo mix codec installed on my computer, so I'm not going to be able to, I won't have that peripheral, the virtual peripheral, or the one for my playback devices, but set your playback device as the VB audio virtual cable, and then your recording device as the cable out VB virtual audio cable. But in order to be able to hear your playback, you should be able to go into the properties for your cable output device. And this is in the documentation link that I sent you as well. And then you're going to want to go into the listen property, or whatever the equivalent is on your side, and set it to whatever device you're using to listen. You should be able to see that device here as well. It'll be whatever your default device is. Mine is the Realtek high definition audio. It's just the head jack input on my laptop. But yours will be whatever device you're using, or Bluetooth, or what have you. You're not going to be able to do microphone input simultaneously, because as you can see here, I'm going to show you in Zoom, because you'll be able to test it to make sure that your device is working, and then I'll show you how it's going to look over in OhYay for your performance tomorrow. But yeah, so I guess we'll start there. So if you open up Zoom, just like when we had our call earlier today, your speaker device is going to be the same as your listening device or your playback device that you usually listen to your computer audio from. And then your microphone device is going to be the cable output device here. So what that should look like if everything's routed up, and we'll hop on a call before the performance tomorrow, so don't worry. You should be able to hear, or you should be able to see if you're using, when you're in Zoom. You should be able to see volume. I have it turned down way low because there's a lot of compression on this track, but you should be able to see the audio meter moving here. And then, of course, your headphones, you'll get playback there and be able to hear them through. So that's what it looks like in Zoom, and that's the way for you to test on your own. But when you get into I guess before I move on, I'll show you how it should look in Virtual DJ as well. I have it set to external mixer. Even though it's a virtual mixer, it's still considered an external mixer. And then I have, these can be, I'm only using the one deck, but you can set this to deck or master or headphones. I just have it set to deck 1 because I was only using deck 1. And set that to the VB virtual cable. It's the exact same thing that you see over here. Pull this back up. Where did it go? Just exit out. 1 second. Okay. So going back into the settings, let me just drag this here for a second. So the same device that you have for your playback device is going to be the device that you have in your output here. And that way, what it's essentially doing is sending the audio through that cable into that virtual codec, or that the virtual device, so it can be picked up by other systems. So just set to external mixer, set to either master or headphones, but you want to make sure that the capture device is routed out to the virtual cable here. As a matter of fact, I could change this to the same device as well, but I'm actually doing some testing with that, so I'm going to leave that the way it is. Oh, I have this set here because I'm also using, that's another program, so I'm not going to get into that. But anyway, so that's the way you want to set up there, and then have it set to 2 sound cards if in the future you want to also be able to monitor audio and you were streaming to something like Discord. So leave that the way it is. Don't need to do that. And then I'm just going to open up OhYay. And hopefully the audio isn't way, way, way too off. With the echo, because it might be monitoring audio from, well, I'll disable it on here. But we're going to hop into the space. Bear with me, just waiting for it to load. I guess I can close out Zoom. Slow me down. All right, so your space won't look like this exactly. This is the editor version because we're modifying the project. Yours will, but essentially it's the same thing, but I'll just hop over into the user view so it'll look a little bit more familiar. So once you're in the space, you just go up to this cog here. This is your settings, and you're going to want to make sure that your microphone device is set to the cable output, and then you can leave the speaker portion here set to whatever headphones you're using so that you can monitor it, or you can just select another device. Honestly, you probably won't want to monitor the audio from if you're listening to it through virtual DJ. You probably don't want to listen to both because you'll get the same echo that we had when we were on a call, but just make sure that the microphone is set to the cable output. And I will bring this up again just to reiterate. It's the same as your recording device. And we'll be routing that directly through. Can't test it here like we can in Zoom, but that's the setup that worked for me when I was on the call with Miles earlier today. He said the audio sounded great. So yeah, that's essentially it. If you have any other questions, absolutely feel free to shoot me a message. I don't know if you're going to get to it tonight, but if not, I will see you in our meeting tomorrow morning. And yeah, any questions, just let me know. All right, talk to you soon.